So hi, good evening, Peter. Welcome. And today, I think today is our lesson number 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct, sir.
13 of our ongoing Vedic astrology course. And today, I'm going to not take you off track, but yes, you may have heard of the term if you have been studying that book. And today we are going to take up the topic of divisional charts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I heard it in the
divisional
book.
charts.
Yeah,
Okay,
I saw
so divisional charts and what is their importance, what they are supposed to be, what a divisional chart means, how many divisional charts are there, and what is their relevance and importance.
Yes, sir.
In in predictive Vedic astrology.
Yep.
So a divisional chart, on the face of it, when we study a chart or a horoscope, okay. So we see the 12 houses, 12 houses and the 9 planets as per their placement. Okay. We see the MEP of the house and apply the rules that we have so far learned and studied. Okay. That's so today, besides when we study a divisional chart, it is very important. At times, the main rasi chart that we have been so far studying, the main rasi chart could be misleading at times. Misleading in the sense, without a deeper dive or a deeper study, or without seeing the relevant divisional charts, if we make a prediction, we may go wrong. So therefore, divisional charts, the study of divisional charts is very, very important. So let us first understand what we mean by a divisional chart. Okay. Well, again, as I say, then this is something. How to construct or make a divisional chart is something that is in the realm of the arithmetical part of astrology. Okay. So you need not know how to construct it, but yes, you need to know the rationale behind it, how it is constructed. What you need to make sense of you need to understand what a divisional chart means. So that we just try and understand the theoretical part, how a divisional chart is prepared. So for that, I'm just pausing the recording for 1 second. One.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah. I'm clear.
Or is there some disturbance from the background?
No, sir. Pretty much clear, sir. The voice.
Clear, no?
Okay.
It's clear. Because I just increased the speed of the fan.
Oh, okay. The voice is a little bit.
One second.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to open I'm going to open a screen, okay?
Yes, sir.
And we'll try and understand what we mean by a divisional chart.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Come up, sir.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, now divisional charts. Okay.
Yep.
See, now you need to understand there are there are at least 60 divisional charts. Okay, what a divisional chart is, I'll just understand. But the important ones, okay, the important ones are mentioned here on the right hand side.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now the main Rashi chart is called D1. It is called D1. So anytime when we say D1, it is the main chart that we study. Okay. And then there are, there are various important from D1 to D60 actually. There are so many charts, but all of them are not very important.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you why the relevance. I'll explain to you as we go along.
Yes,
so important ones I have given here on the right hand side. Relevance of divisional charts. Okay. The important ones are D2. Okay. Which we called Hora. Okay. In Indian astrology. You can just, you just need to remember D2. That's it.
Yeah.
If you don't understand Hora. From that, you see, from divisional charts in any given native chart, okay, there are certain important aspects of his life for which we need to check his divisional chart also. The relevant divisional charts, like for wealth, if we say, like your horoscope, how are you going to, how is your life going to be vis-a-vis the wealth part, how wealthy you are going to be. So besides the main Rashi chart, the main Rashi chart is of primary importance. Okay, that is number one. Okay. But if we want to see, how wealthy you are going to be, then we need to check out, before making any final prediction, we need to check out the D2. Okay, what D2 is, I'll explain. So for wealth.
Yes, sir.
D3, okay, for younger brothers, younger bonds, sister also, and initiative. This list is not exhaustive. Exhaustive you can get in that book, okay? D4 is for assets.
Okay.
D6, we are skipping D5. D6 is health and disease. In Hindi, we call them D2 is Hora, D3 is Decan, D4 is Tirusamsa, D6 is Shashtamsa, which is for health and disease. D7 is Saptamsa, children and happiness from them. Okay, D7. D8, Ashtamsa, longevity. D9, this is the most important. When I had done Navamsa, every time I kept saying, and then I told you, we'll look at it later. So D9 is Navamsa. This is very important. Okay. But this is mainly for marital happiness, married life. Okay. General fortune, overall general fortune, religious bent of mind, and overall life. Okay, overall life. Besides overall life, marital happiness, general fortune, religious bent of mind. D10, the Shamsa is for profession, name, fame, etc. D12, Dwaj Samsa is for parents. Okay. And this is D24, Chatur Vimamsa, education. Okay. So these are the important ones. All of them are not very important as we go along,
Yes, sir.
We'll see. Most important is Navamsa. D9 is the most important. So invariably, in every chart that we, as an astrology that is presented to us for making predictions, we have essentially, we must always study the Navamsa. Okay. And for specific purposes, the other charts as well. But Navamsa, for his overall life, we have to study the Navamsa, how the Navamsa chart appears. Okay, what the Navamsa chart is and what these other charts, how they are prepared.
Yes, sir.
First, you have to understand as I told you, you know, that every zodiac sign has 30 degrees. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what is Navamsa means in Hindi? Navamsa. Now means 9. Okay. Navamsa. Navamsa means the ninth part. The ninth part of a sign in the zodiac.
Okay.
The ninth equal part of a sign in the zodiac. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, how many degrees is one sign?
30.
30.
Yeah.
So if we divide 30 by 9, we will get 3 degrees and 20 minutes.
Something. 3 something.
So, Navamsa, every zodiac sign is divided into 9 equal parts of 3 degrees and 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now, this is a chart. This is D1, Rashi chart.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, and below is the respective Navamsa chart of this native.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, just try and understand.
Yep.
This is the Navamsa table. See, this degrees that I have given here in the first column, this is longitude up to from 0 degrees to 3 degrees 20 minutes. From 3 degrees 20 minutes to 6 degrees 40 minutes. Difference of 320, 320, 320. So now, let us see how the Navamsa chart is prepared.
Okay.
First of all, we will look into the longitude, the degree of the ascendant.
Okay, sir.
What is the degree of the ascendant?
1230.
1230. 1230.
1230.
What is the sign?
It should fall in Aries.
No, it is not in Aries.
Oh, 12. Pisces, sir.
Pisces.
Yep.
So now we have to see in Pisces this 12 degree 30 minutes, which is the Lagna.
Okay, yes, sir.
In Pisces, where does this 12 degrees 30 minutes fall? So for Pisces, we have a table here. Right hand side. See, first, Navamsa we have to construct. First, we have to pinpoint the Lagna. Okay. So we have to see 12 degrees 30 minutes in Pisces. Where does it fall? Now, see, these are the degrees given here. 3 degrees 20 minutes, then 320 to 640, 640 to 10, and then 10 to 1320. 10 to 1320. 1320 is over here, okay?
Yep.
So 10 is over, then that means between
10 and
1320, the Navamsa Lagna falls.
Oh, yes, correct. Yeah.
What is written in Pisces? What is written in front of this column? Here?
7.
Libra, 7.
Libra,
so the Navamsa Lagna becomes 7.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sir. Yep.
Navamsa Lagna becomes 7.
Okay.
And then automatically these houses fall into place. Okay. After 7, the second house of the Navamsa will be Scorpio. The Navamsa Lagna is Libra. The second house will become Scorpio. Third house will become Sagittarius. Fourth house will become Capricorn. Fifth will become Aquarius. Sixth will become Pisces. Seventh will become Aries, Taurus, Gemini, okay, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. You get this? You got this or not?
Yeah. I will. Yeah.
Okay,
1230 is fall within 1320, and it's fall in Pisces.
Yeah,
I see, sir.
Okay.
So in Libra, so we start with that.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see the importance of this. So similarly, similarly for any horoscope, if you any D1 chart, if you follow this table, you can prepare this Navamsa
Yes, sir.
manually. Manually you can do it. Okay, now so we have fixed up the houses of the Navamsa. Similarly, we have to see the placement of planets in the Navamsa. So we take up one by one.
Yes, sir.
Mars. Okay. What is the degree of Mars?
1808. Yeah.
In which sign?
That's in Gemini, sir.
Gemini. So we come to Gemini here on this table. We'll see where 1808 falls. Okay. We see that it falls in
in
Pisces.
Yeah, correct.
It falls in number 12.
Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. Yeah.
Pisces. Okay. Yeah. So in this Navamsa chart, wherever Pisces appears, we write Mars here. Okay. Yes, then we will come to the next planet, Rahu. Where is Rahu? What is the degree of Rahu?
1508 in Cancer.
In 1508 in
Cancer.
In Cancer. We'll come to Cancer. Okay. No, yeah, in Cancer. Will 1508 we'll see from this?
Down to 20.
So that is in Scorpio.
Yep.
Get it?
Yeah.
No? So Scorpio in the Navamsa we'll put Rahu.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
Then next is Sun. Now Sun, you tell me.
Sun is Leo. Is in 2305. So we look at Leo.
So Leo, now you tell me where 2305 will be.
Down to 2320. That would be in Libra, sir.
So Libra, you see where Libra is?
Rahu.
Libra.
Yeah.
So you write Sun over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So similarly, all these planets are placed accordingly. And the Navamsa is formed.
Yep. Let's see, sir. Yep.
Similarly, this is a D9. Navamsa is D9. Okay. As an example, I have taken Navamsa because it is supposed to be the most important divisional chart.
Yes, sir.
So similarly, you have to construct. If you want to construct it manually, you don't need to because the computer gives you everything.
Software. Yeah.
These days, the software gives you everything. But similarly, if you have to construct, say a D8, okay, then what do you do? In that book, all the tables are given.
Okay. Yeah.
See, the logic is now look, see, the logic is you take it from the first 3 degrees, 20 minutes, first sign of the zodiac will be given to Aries.
Yep.
Okay. That is how any divisional chart is constructed. And then this goes on in a sequence. You see, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this goes on in a sequence. Okay. So this is how a divisional chart is constructed. You don't need to pay too much attention on how to make it. You just need to understand
how it makes.
If somebody asks you what a divisional chart is, you should be able to explain to him. Okay. So I'll share another
So other table would be pretty much the same.
Yeah. They are all given in the book.
Yeah.
You'll get them with the my write-ups. Okay.
Yeah. But the process.
But you will not need them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you will not need them.
Yeah.
I'll show you. I have given. So now this is table for Dasamsa or D9. This is table for Dasamsa, D9.
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah.
So similarly, all. That means the Dasamsa, every sign is divided. Dasamsa means D10. That means every sign is divided into 10 equal parts.
Okay. Yep.
This we see for profession. So here you will see difference of 3 degrees. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30.
Okay. Yeah.
So all starting with Aries again, same way.
Number. Okay.
So if you have to prepare as the Samsa, this is the table that you need to follow.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
I've just to explain, I've
Yes, sir.
given a few tables here. Can you see this new table, Ashtamsa?
Ashtam, yeah, sir.
This is D8. Okay.
D8. Okay.
So
Yeah.
D8, the one
8.
sign is divided into 8 equal parts. 8 equal part means 3 degrees, 45 minutes each.
Yeah.
Okay. So this table will apply. So this is the arithmetical part. You don't need to concentrate on this. Okay. I'll show you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now.
So I have a question a little bit, sir.
Yeah.
So the name of the table is pretty much the same as the name of the Bawa.
Like, sorry?
The name of each chart, something like D2, which is well, match the name of the house.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
See,
okay.
now in that horoscope, and in that
list.
1 minute, in that true astrology horoscope that we are going to use, see where these will appear.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Sorry, where has it gone? 1 second.
I try to read the book by myself, but it's so difficult to understand. But once you explain it to me,
I know. I can.
I see everything.
Okay, Peter, can you see this?
Yes, sir. It come up. Yes, sir.
An actual horoscope? Horoscope. Okay?
Yep.
So when you use this software, which you already have, then here you will see Shodesh, Vargas, and planet. This means the divisional charts. Okay? So if you click on this, for this particular horoscope, if you click on this, see, now the screen would have changed.
Oh, yep.
So number D1, Rashi is there. D2, Hora is there. D3, don't need. D4, D7, Saptam. D9, Navansh. See, everything is there ready made for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
And there is no, you don't need to write down the degrees. In the divisional charts, you don't need to write down the degrees. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, you just need to understand the concept.
Yes, sir.
That a divisional chart is, if not as important as the main chart. It is of quite some importance. It is not the primary chart. Okay. It is the supplementary or the secondary chart only. It is a supportive chart. It gives you an in-depth into prediction. So at times, if you don't look at it, then your prediction might go wrong.
Okay.
So you need always to see the divisional charts. And for the other ones, now we'll study a write-up also. Okay. So now see. So I hope you have this.
Yeah, I got
you got the concept clear, no?
Yes,
concept
sir.
Clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question, sir.
Yeah.
does the rasi chart always go along with the divisional chart for each house, sir? I mean, something like rasi charts say about the money very good, but then divisional charts say another thing.
No.
Okay.
But you too, yes, that is, you have, your question is absolutely correct. Without, suppose the main chart says, okay, you'll get married. Okay, but without referring to the divisional chart, that is D9, which is for marriage.
Yes, sir.
We cannot make a prediction that marriage is promised. We have to look at the divisional chart.
Okay.
Yep. That is where, astrologers, they go wrong. Either they don't have the requisite knowledge, or they don't give importance to the divisional charts or the VARGA charts, and then they go wrong. And then later on, when the event does not take place, then in hindsight, they say, oh, I forgot to look at the VARGA chart, the divisional chart. Okay. So now, how to study divisional charts? This is a write-up. Can you see it?
Yeah. It's come up. So
okay. This is something very important. Okay. And okay, now, so number one, before taking up the study of divisional charts, it is to be ensured that the time of birth of the concerned chart is absolutely correct. Now, look, another thing. See, now here in divisional chart, what we are doing is we are dividing each sign, each zodiac sign into smaller parts.
Correct, yeah.
So if you are sure about it, there's a caveat to this. If you are sure about the time of birth, only then you refer to the divisional charts, otherwise ignore it.
Okay.
Because, we are dividing it into 9 equal parts. Say the Lagna, okay? Suppose your time of birth is off by 10 minutes. Then the Lagna of the Rashi chart itself is not correct.
Correct, yeah.
So if we further divide it, then that will land us in a lot of confusion.
Okay.
So when we are studying divisional charts, we are assuming and presuming that the time of birth taken for constructing the main chart is absolutely spot on, dot on. Okay? Okay. So before taking up the study of the divisional charts, it is to be ensured that the time of birth of the concerned chart is absolutely correct. As the planetary positions in the divisional charts is liable to change even with small inaccuracies in the time of birth. It is for this reason that it is advisable not to study divisional charts beyond D12.
Okay.
If you go up to D60, then you are dividing each sign into 60 equal parts. That is half a minute each. So if your time of birth is even off by a few seconds, then your predictions will go wrong.
Yeah, I see.
Whatever I'm teaching you, maybe you will be confused at the moment, but later on when you study books and then you take up various charts, and then you will correlate with what I'm. If you listen to a video again and again, 2 or 3 times, then you'll be able to make better sense of what we are discussing at the moment.
Yes, sir.
But I can make out that you are getting the concept.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is for this reason that it is advisable not to study divisional charts beyond D12.
Yeah, sir.
As the analyzed result could be unreliable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, the study of divisional charts should be taken up along with the main chart and not independently.
Okay.
The D charts are used for studying mainly the strengths of the prime determinants, oblique significators in the main Rashi chart pertaining to different aspects of life. Okay. From D charts, we mainly study the strengths of the following.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is meant here is, this is D charts as supporting charts.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
now what you try and understand it this way. Suppose now, when we refer to a prime determinant, okay, say for example, we are discussing a chart in which the prime determinant for marriage, that is the Lord of the seventh house with a Mool Trikona Rashi, it becomes a prime determinant for marriage in any horoscope. In any horoscope, it becomes a prime determinant for marriage. So it will play a major role in the native getting married. When, where, how, etc., etc. Okay. But before, making any predictions, we have to see that particular prime determinant, say it is Venus, say for example, it is Venus, Lord of the seventh house. Before coming to any conclusion or making a prediction, we have to, we have to see in the relevant divisional chart that we see for marriage, which is D9, Navamsa. How Venus, the prime determinant, is placed. Does it lose strength? Does it? It will not gain strength. Does it lose strength? Or does it retain its promise that it shows in the main chart? Suppose it is showing that, it is an early marriage, okay, in the main chart. But in the divisional chart, it is, afflicted, or it loses some strength. Then it loses. Now you go back to when on that chapter on quantification of strengths of planets. See, in that you'll see that if a planet is not well placed in the Navamsa, it loses this much percentage of strength. Now you'll recall. Now when you read that, in relation to Navamsa, then you'll be able to correlate it better. Okay. So the study of divisional chart should be taken up along with the main number 2. This is number 2, main chart, and not independent. The D charts are used for studying mainly the strengths of the prime determinants oblique significators in the main chart pertaining to different aspects of life. The D charts, we mainly study the strengths of the following. From the D charts. The strong prime determinants oblique significators of the house of a specific aspect of the birth chart. If they are strong in the chart, a weak determinant or significator need not be studied in the D chart, as weak determinants do not become stronger in the D chart, but may become weak. Now, this is something very important. See, a planet will never gain any strength on account of its placement in the D chart, in the divisional chart. If it is strong in the main chart, it can become weak if it is not well placed in the D chart. Okay, it can become weaker or weak. But if it is already weak in the D chart, it cannot become strong. It cannot gain any strength on account of its good placement in the D chart. So the crux of what I'm saying here is, if a planet that is a determinant of any matter, let alone marriage, for any matter, determinant or significator is strong in the main chart, then it is absolutely imperative that we study the relevant D chart. If it is already weak,
forget it.
If it is already weak,
In the main chart.
It can become weaker in the D chart. It can never become stronger. A planet will not gain strength from the D chart. It can only lose strength.
I see, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, of course, a strong planet, if it is very well placed, we can say that it becomes very strong, it's very effective. But it will not gain any, it will not get any marks. Like we were awarding marks, no percentage that day. So if you read that now, if you go back and read that chapter in relation with this, then you will make better sense. Okay, now. So the strong, now, the strong prime determinant oblique significator of the house of a specific aspect of the birth chart, if they are strong in the chart, a weak determinant significator need not be studied in the D chart, as weak determinants do not become stronger in the D chart, but may become weaker. Okay.
Yep.
Now look, another important thing is, point number one was, how a strong planet can lose strength on account of its placement in the D chart. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next point is the Lord of the ascendant of the D chart, if it contains a Mool Trikon Rashi.
Okay.
We study D charts, number one, to see how determinants or prime significators of the main chart are placed in the D charts.
Okay.
Number two, then there is a special emphasis for Lord of the ascendant of the divisional chart of the relevant D chart. Okay, Lord of the ascendant of the D chart. The position oblique strength of the sub-periods oblique Antardasha Lord, sub-period or Antardasha Lord in the D chart relating to the problem, aspect and the scrutiny. We'll understand this by an example. Okay. Rahu and Ketu act as afflictors in the D chart.
Okay.
Remember. As do functional malefics of the D chart.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. However, please note that functional malefics of the main chart do not act as afflictors in the D chart. I'll explain to you what that means.
Yeah, so they separated.
Number four, placement in Dushta Sthanas in the divisional chart, D chart, is to be considered as bad placement. Same as in the main chart. Okay.
Yeah, 6x.
Weightage of 75% is given to the main chart. And only 25% to the D chart. Divisional chart is a supporting chart, as I told you. Any planet that is already weak in the natal chart, that means the main chart, any planet that is already weak in the natal chart on account of any of the reasons, on account of debilitation, combustion, or for that matter on any other count, will become worse off if also weak in the D chart for a particular significance. 1 minute. It will, in capital I have written, it will never improve. Probably no matter how strong it becomes in the D chart, it can never improve. Okay. For example, I have given an example here. If any planet being significator for profession, that is mainly 10th house, second house, is mainly significator for profession, is debilitated in the main chart. That means already weak in the main chart, but becomes exalted in D10. D10 we see for profession, but becomes exalted in D10, will not help the native in his profession.
Okay.
On the other hand, if the same debilitated planet becomes weaker by going to the Dushta Sthanas in D10, it will worsen the professional aspects of the native.
Okay.
Dushta Sthanas means 6, 8, and 12. The malefic houses. Okay. Yes, so if it's already weak, say it is debilitated in the main chart, and suppose it becomes exalted in the D chart, it does not gain any strength. Exaltation in D chart will not mean anything. Okay.
So questions.
Yeah.
If the natal chart is the significator for that particular matter is bad, is affected in the main chart, should we pay attention at all to the D chart on that matter, or we just ignore it?
No. If it is strong in the D chart, then we have to see the.
Yeah.
No, if it is strong in the main chart, sorry, we have to see the D chart. If it is already weak, then you need not see the D chart also.
Oh, yeah, just forget
it. It will not improve. Okay.
Yeah,
so.
But in that case, when we do the reading only from, and in case of weak significator in the main chart, and we don't need to look for the same thing in the D chart.
Yeah.
But I just wonder whether we just predict for the prediction, we
reading from the. If it's chart. Already weak, it will not gain strength. So it is. If it is already weak, it is already it's not going to give you any results.
Okay. Yeah.
So D chart. But if it is strong and if you see that it is going to give you results, then we have to check whether, on account of any reason it is not becoming weak in the D chart. That we have, for a strong horoscope or a strong planet, we have to invariably check the D chart.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So now number 7, Rahu and Ketu occupying the Lagna of a D chart.
Okay.
The ascendant of a D chart, where the Lagna is a Mool Trikon Rashi, adversely impacts the significations of the D chart. This is a rule, okay? Yep. For example, if Rahu and or Ketu occupy the Lagna of D7, significations relating to progeny, that is childbirth, or happiness from progeny are affected adversely.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Number 8, the good placement of the prime determinants / significator in a D chart promotes the particular signification of the D chart, provided the prime determinant in question is reasonably strong in the main chart. Okay. An exalted planet in the main chart, if debilitated in the D chart, will give ordinary results. Same, okay. There it is. It loses strength. Why ordinary results? Because it loses strength. Any planet debilitated in the Navamsa impacts all its general and particular significations of the native's life.
Okay.
Navamsa is for overall life also.
That's why you say it's more important.
Special importance for Navamsa. D9. Okay. However, any planet that gets debilitated in any other D chart will only have negative impacts on the significations of that particular D chart. For example, understand this.
Yeah.
If a planet is debilitated in D6, it has an adverse impact only on the health of the native and not on other spheres of life.
Okay. Yeah.
But if a planet is debilitated in the Navamsa, okay, in any of the houses, then it has an impact, adverse impact on the native's life for the house in which it is debilitated or the house that it is impacting. Navamsa affects the entire life.
Okay.
Okay, and other D charts we study only for specific purposes.
Yes.
Like D10 we study only for profession. D6 we only study for health and disease. Okay.
Yeah.
So the bad placement of prime number 11. The bad placement the bad placement of prime determinants / significators of the main chart in the D chart. The bad placement of prime determinants or significators of the main chart in the divisional chart negatively affects the relevant signification in question that we've already understood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Lagna lord of the D chart. Now try this. This is very important. This is a very important point. Lagna lord of the D chart if it is have a Mool Trikona Rashi in the Lagna. The Lagna lord of the D chart with a Mool Trikona in the Lagna becomes an additional determinant oblique additional significator for this signification in question. Now understand, for example, in a D10, in a D10 divisional chart, D10 divisional chart, that is for profession. Okay. For example, in a D10 chart with Libra rising, okay, then Venus is the lord of Libra. For that divisional chart, Venus will become an additional determinant oblique significator for profession, along with significators for profession that are in the main chart. It would thus either promote or negatively impact profession prospects depending on how it is placed in the main as well as in the D chart. Now, what do we understand here? Suppose we are looking at profession. And suppose in the main chart, for profession, we see the prime determinants are Lord of the 10th house and second house, if they have more Trikona Rashis. Okay. So suppose in the main chart, determinant for profession is Jupiter. Say suppose Jupiter, let's say only Jupiter. So Jupiter will determine his professional prospects throughout his life, mainly play a role. But in the D10 chart, if Libra, if a Mool Trikona Rashi appears in the Lagna, then the lord of that Mool Trikona Rashi of D10 becomes an additional determinant or significator for profession in that native's life. So Venus, in this case, we are trying to explain that in D chart, Libra is the ascendant, Venus is lord. So Venus in his main chart also would become an additional significator or determinant for profession. Get it? You get it?
In addition to the main.
In addition to the main chart, profession determinants or significators. So this is a very, very important thing that you have to remember.
Yes, sir.
Number 13, Rahu and Ketu situated in angles, that is houses 1, 4, 7 and 10. And trines, that is 5 and 9. In D charts, impact the signification of the D chart negatively. Rahu and Ketu, they generally spoil things in the D chart.
Already bad
aspects, conjunctions, good, bad placements are considered in G chart. Aspects, we see, we take them into consideration in D chart. We don't see the degrees. There's a full aspect. Aspects, conjunctions, if they are sitting together, we don't see the degree. Good, bad placements are considered in D charts. Okay? Concept of transit, MEP, orb of influence, combustion, infancy, old age, etc. is not considered in D chart. Is not considered in D charts.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
I have sent you all the write-ups. Okay.
Yes,
I have sent you all the write-ups.
Wow. Oh, today's topic is another.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll try and I'll explain. I'm coming what we've studied. Now, I've come back to that original chart. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see. Yeah, what were you asking?
So this is really divisional chart would be useful only once the significator in the main chart promise good thing. But is it the significator in the main chart doesn't looks good, forget the chart.
Yeah, when it looks good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if it looks bad, then it can become worse. Yeah. So
Yep.
now we are coming back to that screen. Now look.
Yes, sir.
What is the importance of divisional charts? I have put a small need for now. Look here.
Yes, sir.
Read this. Okay, need for divisional charts. Why required? Okay, bottom of the screen.
Yes, sir.
In the main Rashi chart. Now we are looking at this chart, the main Rashi chart.
Yep.
Lord of the seventh. That is Mercury.
Yep.
Okay, Lord of the seventh Mercury is in its own house and in exaltation. The Mercury is the main prime determinant for marriage.
Correct. Yep.
It is in its own Multrikona Rashi and in exaltation also. So it gets very good marks, no?
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah.
Very good marks it gets. Now Venus occupies its own Multrikona house in the 8th house. Here Venus occupies its own one in the house, which is the house of marital bonds. We are studying the marriage. Why divisional chart is required? Lord of the second house, the house representing family, is in the 4th, a good placement. So here, from the marriage angle, this Rashi chart looks very promising.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so we will say, oh, marriage is going to take place. It's going to be a very happy married life. Based on, see, I told you now that why divisional charts are required, because main charts could be misleading at times. Okay. So now we see that everything is hunky-dory, everything is very strong. Good marriage is coming up. Timely marriage, good marriage is coming up. But if we don't study this main chart, then we are going to make this prediction.
Okay.
It's going to be a good, happy married life. Okay. So what happens when we study for marriage, we study D9, Navamsa. So here at the bottom, I have given Navamsa. So what happens now? Again, I am repeating, need for divisional charts. Why required? In the main Rashi chart, Lord of seventh, Mercury is in its own house and in exaltation.
Okay, correct. Yep.
Venus is the general karaka for marriage. Occupies its own Mool Trikona house in the 8th house, which is the house of marital bonds. 8th house is also called the house of marital. Lord of second house, which is the house of representing family, is in the 4th, which is a good placement. So everything looks okay from the marriage end. Okay. Now look at the Navamsa. In the Navamsa, significator for husband. This is a female chart. Significator for husband. General significator for husband in any female chart in the Vedic astrology that we study is Jupiter in any female chart. Okay. So okay, in Navamsa, significator for husband, Jupiter is debilitated. Okay. Look where Jupiter is, how it is debilitated. If Jupiter is debilitated, you will see Capricorn. You must know that so Jupiter here, you can see it is debilitated. This is the overall karaka or the significator for the husband in a female horoscope. Okay. It is debilitated. Sun, a functional malefic in the main chart. Sun, which is a functional malefic in the main chart, is debilitated in the Lagna in the Navamsa.
Okay. Correct.
Sun. Debilitated. Sun is also the secondary significator for husband. That's general. Okay. So that is debilitated in the Navamsa. Okay. Jupiter, the significator for husband, is debilitated in the Navamsa, already mentioned. Saturn, the significator for bed comforts. That is the Lord of the 12th house. In the main chart, is debilitated in the 7th house of the Navamsa. Saturn, 1 minute. Saturn Lord of the 12th house in the main chart is Saturn. 12th house plays a role in marriage. Is, it is the significator for bed comforts.
Yep.
So that Saturn here, in the Navamsa, it has become debilitated in the 7th house because it is in the Aries, in the Navamsa.
Yes.
So now we are seeing why Navamsa is to be studied. Okay. Saturn, the significator for bed comforts in the main chart, is debilitated in the 7th house of the Navamsa. In the Navamsa, Ketu aspects 12th, 2nd and 4th houses, all connected with marriage. When we come to marriage, we'll see which are the important houses. The marriage culminated in a divorce.
Okay.
The marriage did take place. We see that the significators for giving marriage are quite strong in the main chart. But then that is marriage. And married life is another aspect. So married life, as reflected from the Navamsa, looks pretty, unstable and weak. So big. Why? Because Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn, they are all not well placed, or they become weak in the Navamsa. So they played havoc in the married life. Conclusion, at times, just considering the main Rashi chart is misleading. Okay, so as an astrologer, when such a chart comes to us, we'll say, oh yeah, marriage is going to take place. Okay, done. That part is fine. But then how is the married life going to be? That is always a concern, for the parents or for the boy or the girl,
themselves.
So for that, do not make a prediction without making a complete reading. A reading of a horoscope is only complete when you also look at the divisional charts.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How?
So,
yes, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah. The example already say how it's misleading. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I'll see if I have anything else for today. Wow. Just let me see.
It clear up my understanding right away, sir.
1 minute. Okay, these are some examples. I have already sent the write-ups to you, okay?
Yep.
I want to send the write-ups to you. There are some examples of in this write-up, there's some examples of see this married life in Navamsa. One example is there.
Yes, sir.
Health issues and Shashtamsa. Another example. Then again, married life. Okay, no childbirth, no progeny, childbirth. Okay. Then this is contacted COVID on 21/11. I think we have done this. But there's a combination of Saptamsa and transit. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Problem with knees surgery, again correlated with the divisional chart. We've already done this, but now here I'm correlating with the divisional chart. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So 5, 6 exam, but we will not do it today. It will become very heavy.
Yes. Sir.
This we'll do tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yep. Wow. It's really good today, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I have a question a little bit, sir, about the functional malefics planet.
Yeah.
From the system approach, functional malefic planet, okay, it's one thing. But when I look at another books, functional malefic, it's another group. So which one should I follow, sir? Something like
which book are you looking at?
General book, sir.
No, but that I told you in the beginning. Don't look at general books. You can look at them later on when you finish the systems approach.
Okay, yep, okay, sir.
See, in Indian astrology, in general, traditional Vedic Indian astrology, there is no concept of functional malefics or functional benefics.
Okay.
Yep. There it is the concept of natural malefics and natural benefics.
Okay,
But
I see.
this is a very well-researched system, and you need to don't study that at the moment. Otherwise, you'll get later on. You can do it.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many things that the systems approach does not consider. Okay, so don't get confused. Let this be over, and then later on, of course, once you know astrology, then there are so many branches of astrology. Even in Indian astrology, there are new research is coming out every day. You're free to do that, but at the moment, no. At the moment,
sir.
Functional malefic or a functional benefic is strictly as per our definition that we have learned. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I think I'll finish for today.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, sir. So good to
learn.
learn.
Okay, I'm stopping the recording. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yep.
Okay.